Tonight, has Stanley Felix been rejected by the St. Lucia Labour Party? He speaks following bombshell allegations. Police arrest 2 in connection with a deadly assault in Prale. And NEMO details plans to assist St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the event of a volcanic eruption. The details of these stories and much more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Monday, the 29th of March, 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovelace St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The intrigue surrounding who the SLP will choose to contest the Castries Central seat shows no signs of dying down. The party itself has been slow to announce who, from the many who have indicated an interest in running the seat, has the confidence and nod of the party. The standout names of late have been Stanley Felix and Richard Frederick. Over the weekend, claims were made via social media that the St. Lucia Labour Party had taken a decision to not put forth a candidate to run the seat, opting to allow the individuals to run as independent candidates. The claims were that Stanley Felix was incensed at the SLP rejection. The claims were made by affiliates of the ruling United Workers' Party, but the man of the hour, Stanley Felix, is rubbishing the claims, stating that the St. Lucia Labour Party has made no decision about the Castries Central seat.
There is no truth to that as far as I'm concerned, because my name was mentioned and I do not know that that to be a fact. As it stands right now, I am merely one of many interested persons in vying for the Castries Central seat on behalf of the St. Lucia Labour Party. As we speak right now, the Labour Party has not indicated whether it has made a decision or it has not made a decision. The fact of the matter is, the Labour Party right now, as far as I know, they have not made a decision because they have not communicated that to me.
The St. Lucia Labour Party will host a press conference on Tuesday, the 30th of March, where the matter of its plans for the Castries Central seat will surely be a central focus. St. Lucia is preparing itself for the eventuality of a volcanic eruption of the La Soufre volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This as effusive eruptions continue from that volcano. St. Lucia's National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, says the country stands ready to deal with that eventuality as well as to assist the sister nation. Nisha Charles reports.
Due to an increase in seismic activity at the La Soufre volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia has been contacted by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, to determine how prepared the country is in the event of an eruption. NEMO has since held a meeting to appraise relevant agencies of the imminent threat and to tighten its response mechanisms. On Monday, the agency addressed the nation on what can be expected.
So on Saturday, we met to appraise the various agencies along with some of the chairs of the national committees and our district disaster committees. So this meeting was to, like I said, to appraise the attendees in the change in activities in order to tighten our preparedness and response mechanism. Following the Saturday's meeting, we will be meeting with all agencies, and we are also presenting a report to update Cabinet on the recent activities.
The risks for St. Lucia include ashfall, air quality issues, and the possibility of a tsunami. In the event that the eruption does occur, the communities spanning from Dennery to Soufre may be affected. Maria Maydad is the deputy director.
We're not sure in terms of wind direction, etc., what is going to happen and how these communities will be affected. So we don't want to leave out any communities and then, these communities may be impacted. There is, again, the risk of, as you were saying, tsunamis, but history has shown that tsunamis associated with volcanic eruptions are rare, We're not saying that it cannot happen, but they have been rare history-wise. But we still want the public, the communities, to understand that there may be a possibility and that they should also be prepared.
In the event that St. Vincent needs to evacuate its people, St. Lucia stands ready to assist. Medad said that shelters have already been designated for that purpose.
The shelters that they would be accessing would be treated as quarantine shelters. So they would not be able to go out and mingle with the locals on arrival. They will do the necessary quarantine period. The screening will be done with them, so that the Ministry of Health is aware of the health conditions. So if necessary, tests will be conducted, the PCR test will be conducted, and the person would be placed in isolation, etc. Also, you may have persons who are being evacuated out of St. Vincent with health conditions, pre-existing health conditions. Again, the COVID protocols would be taken into consideration, COVID-19 protocols, and healthcare will be accessed via whatever means, hospital or means that the Ministry of Health dictates.
On December 29, 2020, the alert level for the La Soufrière volcano was elevated to orange due to increased activity at the site. The volcano had registered an effusive eruption with visible gas and steam and the formation of a new volcanic dome. The new dome has since doubled in size. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Thank you, Nisha. Dr. Merle Clark has been re-elected as the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association. Dr. Clark says to be selected once again to represent the medical practitioners of St. Lucia is truly a pleasure and honor, and says she will continue to execute the mission of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association as well as serve the members of the public.
During its annual general meeting held on Saturday, March 27th, Dr. Merle Clark was re-elected as the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association. Dr. Clark, who is a nephrologist by profession, will once again be tasked with leading a dynamic team of 9 executive members. For her part, the president says she is honored that once again she has been entrusted with the running of the association.
It is a lot of hard voluntary work, but the reality is somebody has to do it. Members demonstrated their faith in the job that our executive did. They are very pleased with the vision that we have for the SLMDA, hence the reason we were overwhelmingly re-elected. So we do have a few members who are continuing on. Dr. Tracy May Spencer, Dr. Jonoma Giffard, for example, Dr. Monique Monplaisy, our PRO. And as I said, our job essentially is to move the vision of the SLMDA forward. Our mission statement is to sustain human development in St. Lucia by continually placing the individual and collective healthcare expertise of our members at the service of the people of St. Lucia.
She says the association is also assiduously working towards correcting stigmas that members of the public have about the association and physicians on the whole.
We want to change this image of the SLMDA as being unreachable, that we as physicians, we serve the public. Our reason for being here is to interact with the public and to serve the public. We as public servants at the end of the day for the most part. So we want to have an open door policy. As I said, we have a Zoom account, as is just about everybody at this point. So if any organization, church groups, sports clubs, anybody would like us to do a Zoom presentation, particularly as it pertains to vaccines. At this point, we are willing to do that. Our secretariat can be reached at 451-8441 to make arrangements for that.
Dr. Clark maintains that the medical fraternity is confronted with many challenges due to COVID-19. However, the association and all its members are still dedicated to carrying out the mission and executing the vision of the association.
As it pertains, for example, right now we're living through a pandemic. We continue to live through the COVID-19 pandemic. So our obligation to educate as it pertains to vaccines and to COVID-19 generally, but so many other issues we certainly have not gone away. The chronic non-communicable diseases, diabetes and hypertension, and the impact on productivity in St. Lucia and healthcare overall. We have an obligation to work collaboratively with the Ministry of Health, different agencies and friendly jurisdictions to ensure that St. Lucians get the best possible health care.
She has encouraged all, particularly now during the pandemic, to ensure they remain healthy as well as adhere to all health and safety protocols. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Thank you, Genevieve. The board of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, MHMC, has commenced Phase 2 of its activities towards assumption of full operational management with the formal engagement of all staff and their respective unions. Commencing the third week of March, staff of the Owen King European Union Hospital, National Mental Wellness Center, and Turning Point Rehabilitation Center will be apprised of the options available to them as the board undertakes to transition employees from the public service to the MHMC senior management team commencing the 1st of April. One of the key strategic goals of the activity is to build an effective workforce in support of clinical effectiveness and in pursuit of international standards of best practice in healthcare. The Millennium Heights Medical Complex management team is working alongside the current management team of the three institutions to match staff roles within the new MHMC structure, aimed at maximizing current skill sets and qualifications with the requirements of the complex. All employees will be presented with the employment options available to them and will be supported in making individual decisions which best suit their personal career goals. The board and senior management team say in the formulation of the new organizational structure, opportunity for upward mobility as well as career and personal development of the staff were kept at the fore. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, 1 dead, 2 arrested following a brutal assault in Praslin. Botham Jean Boulevard has officially been named, and the Vendors Association says plans for cruise tourism are not encouraging for vendors.